Responsiveness.
All right, so one of the things that makes the block periodization concepts neat, I guess, so we have, let's say that we have an accumulation block. Our training volume is going to be higher, and then our intensity is going to be a little lower, right? Then we get into a transformation block. The volume's not quite as high, but it's still pretty high. And, excuse me, that should be solid. Okay. And then the intensity is also kind of high. And then you go into the realization block. The volume is lower, and the intensity is high. What does that look like? What's that look like? You guys talked about it this morning. Linear progression, right? Or linear periodization, rather. So what if we follow that up? Just for simplicity's sake, since I'm drawing this on the fly, let's look at training volume, just training volume. What if we did 3 weeks of accumulation, 2 weeks of transformation, 1 week of realization, okay? So we're just talking training volume, right? So we had 3 weeks of relatively high intensity, or volume, relatively high volume. So we still see that linear sort of progression, right? And then if we followed that up with a later stage, maybe we only do 2 weeks of accumulation, we still do 2 weeks of transformation, and then we do 2 more weeks of realization. So now it's like this. If you were to start to average these things out and draw trend lines, even over the whole course, even though there's still this here in the middle, this spike here in the middle, the overall course is still going to look something like that. And intensity is still going to mirror it. So the neat thing about block periodization is that it's very easy to do this. What you get is like cycles within cycles. Okay? So the reason I'm bringing this up is that this concept is still going to be present, even though what we're really talking about is one big linear progression over the course of the year. You know, we're pushing the volume as you go through, but that's only as your work capacity improves. We're expecting your work capacity to improve over the course of the year. So relative to what you're capable of, you still get this linear progression. And then even within, say, the late preparation phase, that doesn't mean that we're not going to do heavier weights. It doesn't mean we're not going to do singles and triples and stuff like that. It's just that those will be a lot less frequent. When you get into the competition phase, those will be a lot more frequent.